get in or?
This week, I'm sharing my tips on chasing the most prized fish in New South Wales, the jewfish. It was early season, but we then used the carcass to see if the blue swimmers had arrived back into the creek system. Welcome back. With so many floods over the past year, the water has just never cleaned up. Finally, the stars had aligned, and we had an opportunity to go try and shoot a jewfish.
That's an interesting push, mate. Are you gonna get in or can you?
Always with style. Liquid encouragement for this.
I'd anchored the boat in between a few bommies, and Betta was going to sit in there in case the anchor broke free and she could come and grab me. There is something calming about the ocean. As soon as I'm underwater, I'm floating, and my mind and body just slow. I've had a lot of success over the years shooting jewfish. A lot of this does come down to location, but it still took me years to master their habits and to start seeing them. I always start by swimming really slow. You can rarely spot jewfish from the surface. Your best bet is to work washy areas 1 to 4 metres deep. They love little grapple pits and deep little cracks that push right up into the shallows. Working these areas really slow, I've had a lot of success over the years. I started this day off doing this, working my way along the washy headland, trying to run into a school of jew. There's a few indicators that really let me know they might be around. Bunched up bait and tailor. In this area, tailor and jew come hand in hand. Find the tailor or see a tailor, I instantly drop to the bottom and lay still. Once the school passes, usually the jew will come through thick behind them, and that's your chance.
Freshwater yabby.
Without much success and scouring the headland, only finding a little yabby-sized cray, I moved into a few deeper spots that I know. This time of year the jew are not big, but my girlfriend's mum was visiting and I love nothing more than heading out with one fish in mind and just getting that and coming home. I swim out to a spot I know where the jew usually hang. I dive down, coming from the shallows, sticking close to the bottom and swam over to the sandy edge. A few tailor swam over the top of me to my left. I glued myself down to the rocks, and sure enough, a heap of small jew came into view along the edge of the sand. They were pretty small fish, nothing decent enough to shoot, so I spun around and retreated the same way I came, clinging to the shallows to not spook the school and hopefully get another chance. After breathing back up, I repeated the same process. I swam down, sticking close to the rocks, kicking really slowly, trying not to make any noise. The jew were held up perfectly, swimming in a ball, and I had a perfect sniping spot, just waiting for a legal-sized fish to show itself. I glanced around as it's a super fishy area. A few tailor came down from my left, and as I looked right, somehow a big kingfish had slunk past me over the edge. I pulled back and tried to swim around the back of the rock to cut him off, with no success. He had vanished. You only ever get a few chances at the jew, so I knew I was coming down to one of my last dives. I could see the school of jew in the distance, so I hugged the rocks. I was looking for a bigger silhouette. I saw a legal fish, got ahead of him, and whack, he was done. Were two nice fish. I spotted the one on the left first, and then like I said, I always move my gun in front and let the fish swim into your shaft and then pull the trigger. I nailed him with a good kill shot.
Give you the hand.
It was a nice little Jew, 80 centimetres, 10 centimetres over the New South Wales size limit. Not my biggest Jew by a long shot, but there's still nothing better than going out, targeting one fish, getting it and coming home. Better's still not a confident diver, so we moved into the shallows inside the river and went to swim on the breakwall and check out some of the schools of blackfish and bream and practice her breath hold.
What are these? Get up, Scandy. Oh, I can tell you that. Well, it's dinner sorted. What is the time?
11?
The water is insane. Just gotta go back, clean this bad boy, and then throw it into the crab trap. What have you got?
Titty tots.
Goes with your wetsuit.
The boat.
I go, what other snacks have we got? Are you kidding me?
You're more fishing from the boat.
That's still freaking. Oh my
Different.
god. No wonder it took me 4 dives. You are kidding. It's not different.
I nearly asked you before. I do prefer the Vidro one.
Pedro. What do you get? Morning.
Chicken morning. Cauliflower.
Chunky
Not a
steak.
favorite.
We headed back to the house to get the usual Larvo chores done and clean the boat.
Their balls are nearly that big that they're going to start headbutting you when you turn your back to them. See? Oh.
I'll show you.
Alright, it's going to pull this trap. I got that dewy fillet from yesterday, so just going to load them up and hopefully get a few blue swimmers. Hopefully there's a couple in here from last night. Ooh, nice crab. It's what we want without the dewy fillet. How are you tangled in here? So loaded him up with fresh dewy. I'm not even going to move that trap. Just chuck it right in there. Nearly lost my knife. Oh, that's a good start. It's gonna get me. Get that in there. Sweet. Go check these other ones. So clear, the water. Thought that was a trap, but it's just a dilly. Oh, I chucked these up in the shallows. That water is insanely clear. Just trying to get blue swimmers overnight. How have we gone on this bad boy? Alright, so we'll chuck the rest of that frame in here, and hopefully tonight I might come out with a spotty actually and look for some muddies if that water's that clear. That is insane, that water. Oh, it's big ray. Boy, look. Is that a crab? He'll get you. Watch out. Chuck him straight on the stove. One crab's been in the fridge. Just drop him in. Alright, so they only take probably 6 minutes just till they float. And yeah, I just bring back a bit of the river water. It's a nice clear day in the river, so don't have to mix up the salt. Come on!
Next week we keep up with the same theme. We have Betta's family staying from Finland, so we went out, sourced our own bait, catching some pippies, chasing big lizards in the river. We tried for a jewfish off the beach at night, and caught some octopus, and had a slight issue with a Labrador getting into my tackle bag.
We're on the way home. Someone's got a belly full of lures. Jesus Christ.
There's this and much more. Click subscribe, sling me a comment. I'll see you next time.
Still the spikes will get you.
Try to catch me
Hang
howling
down.
at the moon.